Russians that were on board that plane. What other nationalities were on board that passenger?
There were a couple of others. We're going to be announcing it in about an hour. We have some very specific information. We're calling the countries. We've spoken to most of them, but there were some other countries represented.
And Fraser Jackson,
So the real takeaway here then is that Donald Trump believes that DEI will be one of the reasons to blame. When asked about that by reporters, he said it was a confluence of bad decisions that were made, but said that DEI, quote, could have been the cause of this accident.
and as you say, surreal, the atmosphere.
Yeah, the press room once again filled to the rafters. Something that we did not really see during the Biden administration. This is the first time Donald Trump has spoken to us here at the press briefing room. Day 10 of his administration. Joe Biden came out just towards the very dying days of his presidency. So it was a packed atmosphere. We had about an hour's heads up that this was going to be happening. So just enough time for people to get here to be able to get their place. And there was a real mixture of questions as well, a mixture of journalists in that room, and a lot of different people who don't normally get questions did get questions. And of course, they were all focused on the plane crash. There were a couple of other reporters who tried to widen the questioning out, but it was very much focused on that. And the answers he gave focused around DEI, focused around the helicopter pilots and the FAA and the administration of the FAA. That coupled with the political tone during the press conference, taking aim at the Biden administration, the Obama administration. At one point, he even laid into the former Secretary of Transport, Pete Buttigieg, as well, saying that he was a disaster as a mayor and that he was a disaster as the head of the Department of Transportation as well. So a wide-ranging conference, but more questions than answers really being left at the end of that.
Yeah, and if we turn our gaze up Pennsylvania Avenue, all this is happening during confirmation hearings for Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as health secretary, and we've heard some interesting answers from him on things like the causes of obesity in the United States. And Tulsi Gabbard, who's made pro-Putin statements in the past and who's tipped to be the head of national intelligence.
Yeah, Tulsi Gabbard really is the one that has somehow become most controversial, along with RFK. Of course, since Pete Hegseth, who's now Secretary of Defense and has been handed a very big disaster to deal with within his first few days in the job. But since he passed, attention has turned to RFK and Tulsi Gabbard. The director of DNI, National Intelligence, is what she's been confirmed for. This is what the hearing is about at the moment. She has made pro-Putin